Welcome back to the Southeast region where in green the minor things are major. It is the wrap-up of the first round, and day 2 starts here with Phenix City taking on Huntersville. Both these teams back-to-back state champions in their respective play. Here's a look at the regional map with Southeast Regional there in gold, stretching all the way from West Virginia down to Florida. Here's the 8 state champions. And these are the last 2 state champions to get on the field. They're supposed to play last night, but we had a rain out. They did not get on the field last night. So Phenix City and Huntersville, North Carolina, the last 2 teams to finally play their first games here in Warner Robins. And good morning, I'm Matt Stewart, joined by Jack DeLongchamp. And let's take a look at the breakdown of this tournament. The modified double elimination. We're double elimination until we get to the championship game. 6-inning games, and everybody plays.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite note to highlight, right? 1 through 12, every kid sitting in the dugout, Matt, has a chance to play hero today.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the batting order for the visiting champs from Alabama, and that's Phenix City. They've got 8 players returning from last year's team. They have more players returning than anybody else combined in this entire regional. Easton Allen will lead things off, followed by Kinley Rasmus and Uriah Burklight batting third. Kason Smith, then Cam Lee, Brooks Cameron, Leighton Burt, Lorenzo Quintero, Riker Rasmus, Kinley's cousin, then C.J. Harrison, Cooper Champion, and Jeremiah Taylor to round out the 12-man batting order, and 12-person batting order, I should say. And here's the starting pitcher for Lake Norman, the big left-hander.
Braden Best is a beast. Doesn't believe in superstitions. Why would you? If you were this big, this talented, what Braden Best has and possesses, right? The intangibles, sheer size, great feel for the game, but he is a student of said game. It's a 3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, and breaking ball from Best. Again, why have superstitions when he's dominated at every level?
Too good to have a superstition.
Come on, man. But I just love it, man. The kid's a gamer, and as Alabama digs into the box, and North Carolina toes the rubber. These are 2 teams that have been here in Warner Robins since Tuesday, finally chomping at the bit to get ready to play.
Easton Allen takes the first pitch and fouls it back to the screen. We're underway. Braden's dad, Darren, was the manager of this team last year when they made their first ever appearance in the Southeast Regional. He's in the crowd today. He's just being dad. He's being dad this year and following Braden from the stands. And there's a strike, and it's 0-2.
You see me, big kid does a great job getting downhill and extending. This is a heavy fastball that Alabama will struggle with today.
Easton Allen batted .429 during the state tournament for this Phenix City team that dominated the competition. They went 4-0 in the state tournament. They beat Coosa in the final 9-3. They outscored their opponents 37-3 in the state tournament. Count is 1-2 to Allen. Bounced it in there, and it's 2-2. So Braden Best throws really hard. He's really put together. You can tell by the 5'9", 143. Rising 7th grader at Huntersville Bailey Middle School. Fouled it back. Count 2-2 to Allen. How about Allen? We talk, he's one of the guys that returned. He's grown 5 inches and put on 18 pounds since last year's regional. And here's a look at the North Carolina defense. Drummond behind the plate, Slusher at first, Hegel at second, Guidetti at short, Caldwell at third. Then you go Beck, Trifoletti, and Shepard in the outfield. Ball is hit back to the screen.
You mentioned the numbers, right? Hitting over 400 for this Alabama team. But what East Allen does is bring a really reliable leadoff presence to this offense. Get in the box and understanding that pitch count is so crucial. We'll talk about the strategy of that throughout this ball game, but to drive a pitch count of a really talented arm, great tone setter.
Ball fouled back over the overhang. But that was the 8th pitch of this plate appearance. This one coming up will be the 8th pitch.
And again, you can see he's starting to time out that fastball, right? It's heavy, but these foul balls are again, very evident of how he's starting to become more comfortable in this AB.
That's going to be ball 3 right there.
Show you can get to the fastball, right? Best in that 2-2, opts to go to that big sweeping slider. Easton Allen takes to draw the count full.
So Braden, a returning player from last year's team, 1 of 3 on this Lake Norman, as Allen draws the walk. And the leadoff man aboard for Alabama here to start this first-round matchup.
Really impressed. A 9-pitch AB, just its quality in itself. But to find a way to get on base so Kinley Rasmus can go, this is going to be one of the more talented players in the entire regional.
And here's Kinley, plays the game because of her dad and her uncle. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. Kinley's uncle is Case, who is the manager of this team. And she also has an uncle, Colby, who's in the stands, who actually coaches in the Nolensville Little League, played 10 years in the majors. Every one of her uncles played Major League Baseball, played pro baseball.
Is that good? How about those genes? How about those genetics?
And then she's got an uncle on her mother's side, Jeff Mathis, who was a 17-year major leaguer and catcher in the big leagues. She wants to play for the Oklahoma Sooners. Look at that. Strokes it to the fence, off the fence. Heading to second. Allen comes around third. He will score. Kinley caught between second and third, and she's going to be tagged out at third base. Wow.
Best on best. In an 0-2 count, she gets a heater at the top of the zone. Braden Best is trying to burn a heater by her, and Kinley Rasmus makes her presence felt in this regional. Let's elevate and celebrate a double. Pepper at the bottom of the wall. She was choked up too, just trying to play a little pepper through the middle of the field, and nearly misses her first homer of the regional.
Wow.
Now,
Crushed it.
here's the deal. Dad is in the third base coach's box. That's her boss, Case Rasmus, who was wildly upset with her kind of getting hung out to dry. Again, constructive criticism can coach your kid a little bit harder, but to your point, she kind of gets caught up in no man land. It's a really nice cut where North Carolina says, hey, hit the cut, man. Almost gets Easton Allen at the plate. They're able to secure out number one, but not before Rasmus scores the first run of the game.
So, wow, what smoked right off the bat. Thought I had a chance to get out of here, and it was just feet away from clearing that fence, 225 away in left center field. So the umpires have huddled up here after meeting with the manager for Lake Norman, Josh Knipp. Not sure what the so there was a slide. I'm told by our producer Braden that there was a slide head first at home plate. There was no play at home plate. So if you slide head first, you can't slide head first. That's an out. You cannot slide head first in Little League.
And a great appeal from Josh Knipp. It went right by us, mostly because your catcher comes up and takes the play away to gun out the lead runner in Kinley Rasmus. So we kind of blindly turned to, hey, let's go make a play at third base. Right. Heads up play from Josh Knipp. This could be a huge turning point in the game. Yeah. I know we're just a few pitches in, but what a turn of events.
Yeah. And the rules are the rules. You can't slide head first in Little League Baseball. You can dive head first back into first base on a pickoff move or something like that. If the catcher, if there's any situation where you're diving back into the first base bag or the second base bag or any bag for that matter, if the throw's coming in behind you, but you cannot slide head first. So there's Case Rasmus. You can see fists clenched. He knows that this is going to erase a run. So now he's telling his team, he's reminding his team, look, you cannot slide head first.
Yeah, and again, if you're curious, right, maybe watching Little League Baseball for the first time, it's all about player safety.
Sure, absolutely,
right? So, no doubt. Understanding that it might seem trivial because there's not a play at the plate in this situation. At the end of the day, like, these kids' health at just 11, 12 years old is the only thing that matters.
So apparently the call was not made on the field. So the umpires did not call head first slide on the field, but it was the manager for North Carolina, Josh Knipp, that pointed it out and challenged it. And so,
I mean, what you're talking about, just a few inches away from being a two-run homer, And now, in the blink of an eye, you're looking at 2 outs and nobody on base in this situation.
So, waiting to see what's going to happen right here. You're right, this could be a dramatic turn of events.
Yeah, yep, sure enough. Great work by our officiating crew. That's Dale Wheeler behind the plate. Helping clear the air. Again, if you're just joining us, a 9-pitch at bat that leads to a walk. An 0-2 pitch doubled off the wall. But because sliding into home place and Rasmus being thrown out at third after a great relay to the plate, 2 outs and nobody on. Insanity.
And now the number 3 hitter, Uriah Burklight, at the plate. And Best quickly jumps out in front 0-1. Next pitch missed inside, so 1-1. Yeah, I tell you what, you go from a run on the board, no runs, and 2 outs. That's a tough pill to swallow. Swing and a miss. Burklight now behind in the count, 1-2.
And maybe, again, like 1 run, this Lake Norman team super talented offensively. Maybe the bigger storyline is you're saving bullets, right, for your guy on the mound, Braden Best, right? Like, you were looking at potentially 14 pitches, no outs, offense is churning. Now this kind of gives him second life when you're looking at the late innings of this ballgame.
Pitch goes to the backstop, so 2-2. Uriah Burklight, one of the returning players on this team, sends that back to the screen. Burklight, their starting shortstop. You know, we were talking about Easton Allen, how much he's grown. Well, Braden Best, he's grown 5 inches and 23 pounds since last year. Good luck keeping him in close, right? Line drive into right field, and diving catch in right field by Shepard, the littlest guy in this regional. Wow, what a spectacular catch along the right field line to end the first.
So nice, gotta see it twice. I'll hit the jingle. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Carter Shepard, what a play out and right.
Man, we said at the start of this game these two teams were chomping at the bit. They've been sitting in their hotels since Tuesday, and they come out and put on a show in the top of the first inning. More on that in a moment. Let's get to the batting order here for North Carolina. Braden Best, followed by Lucas Guidetti, then Jack Caldwell, Luke Slusher, Colton Palladino, Cam Heagle, Jace Beck, Matthew Williford, Reed Orlando, Cameron Trifoletti, Hudson Drummond, and Carter Shepard, who just made the play of the tournament so far, the defensive play of the tournament. And there's Kinley Rasmus. You saw her with the bat in her hands in the top half of the first. Now you got the ball in her hands, and the big right arm of Kinley Rasmus climbs the hill for Alabama. Ball 1.
She is a certified beast. And with Best in the box, you're looking at 2 of the more marquee players in this tournament, right? Both on the mound and at the plate doing battle.
1-0 pitch from Kinley Rasmus is tapped foul down the first base line, and it's 1-1. She had a 59-pitch complete game win in the state final. The most 59 pitches to end the game.
We'll call it a Maddox, right?
Yeah.
Less than 10 pitches per inning. And
59 pitches in the state final to win it. She batted .556 in the state tournament. Yeah, she is a bona fide superstar in the making. Falls behind in the count, 2-1 here. She is in the 12th grade, middle school. She's going to play varsity flag football and softball this coming year.
Yeah, we want to keep her on the diamond as long as possible, right? But with dreams and aspirations of potentially one day playing, yes, that's right, Oklahoma softball. She's just such an incredible athlete. You know, her coaches and relatives that there have said she's the tip of our spear, right? We go as she goes.
2-1 pitch back up the middle. North Carolina's Braden Best answers with a leadoff single.
Roller coaster of emotions for Braden Best, right? He works a 9-pitch at bat, walks a guy, Rasmus doubles, scores a run that they thought one of the wackier double plays you'll ever see. A diving play. How does he respond? Helps himself with a nice single through the middle.
So here's Lucas Guidetti, another returning player from last year's team. They've got the runner off first, throw to first, and he's going to take second. So Braden Best runs himself into scoring position by stealing the base on a delayed steal.
Perfectly timed delay steal. Watch the aggressive secondary. He's trying to bait the back throw, understanding it's going to take 2 perfect throws, one down to first and another down into second, having to evade the runner's lane. Great work by Best, relying on his athleticism to slide in safely.
Guidetti fouls it off the catcher, Cameron. His superstition is he always wears his chin strap, except he's not wearing it right now.
I think we're chained. We're chained up, right? Yeah, chained.
Always wears his chain. I thought he said chin strap.
I was going to say, I could see that chain glistening in the sun
I haven't seen
here.
anybody wear a chin strap in baseball in a long time. Do you remember they used to wear them?
Oh, of course. I think the last college guy to do it was Pete Alonso, but we're talking chain game here. This is.
Yeah, he's got the chain, yep.
That guy's glistening from upstairs.
He's all blinged up. Signed his NIL deal. He's got his bling.
Yeah.
Pitch outside. Braden Best again takes a big, aggressive lead off the second base bag, now walked back by the catcher, Cameron. One ball, 2 strikes. Rasmus looks back at second. Kicks and fires, strikes out Guidetti.
How about this heater? A true four-seam fastball. And Guidetti, they say, is maybe the best athlete on their team. This is just middle. Burns a heater, good swing, just a wee bit late as that spin maybe had him a bit off balance. Great pitch from Rasmus.
So here's Jack Caldwell, the number 3 hitter for North Carolina. Time called, and Case Rasmus, the manager for Alabama, quickly out of the dugout.
I think he's saying maybe Braden Best was a bit too aggressive and early on that lead off of second base.
So a little bit of chess match here. Yeah, you caught our head first slide. We're going to catch you on the leadoff.
Well, again, he's excited, and you can see Best right now a little bit upset, saying, I didn't get caught, did I? I swear I didn't leave too early. Let's see if there's an official announcement.
And they're going to make these umpires work today.
Maybe it was just an opportunity to delegate and say, hey, we're going to keep an eye on it, make sure he doesn't leave early.
Swing and a miss. And then again, Braden Best, they throw back down to second base. It's going to get by the shortstop momentarily, and Best in safe at third base. Now, you see, he dives back into third. You can do that.
Yep, back into the bag, can't dive into
if
bases.
You're wondering, he did a head first
on the advancement.
You can dive back in with a head first, but you can't slide head first.
Yeah. Hey, you're seeing some cat and mouse, but you're also seeing like the explosiveness of some of these athletes, right? Braden Best, like, is saying, I'm so fast, I trust in my ability this much. I dare you to back throw, because again, it's going to take 2 perfect throws, and he's now taking 2 bags in the same way.
0-1 and popped up and caught by the third baseman. Nice play by Allen. Out number 2.
Well, a huge second out from Rasmus, who gets in on the hands of Caldwell. With a runner on third, they were just looking for a ground ball to score the speedy best. Now just one out away from escaping what has been also a tumultuous bottom half of the first.
Here's Luke Slusher. Luke is 5'10", 135. They got some big kids on this North Carolina team. This is our final first-round matchup. This was supposed to be played last night, but got washed out, so moved to this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. So this will wrap up the first round. And again, Best playing games with the catcher, coming way down that third base line. This Lake Norman team, back-to-back state champions. Last year they won their first state championship in the 15-year history of the Little League. Followed it up again this year. And what's unique about this team is you got Josh Knipp. He was chosen to manage this team. He doesn't have a kid on the team. One ball, one strike. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Slusher, and it's 1-2. Yeah, so what's interesting about this North Carolina team, one of the things that's interesting is that 10 of the kids, their dads have coached in Lake Norman Little League. So you got a stands full of former coaches up there. That's a lot of pressure on Knipp. Swing and a miss. Rasmus gets the strikeout, and they strand Best at third base. What a start to this first round matchup. Scoreless heading to the second. Top of the second on a spectacular Friday morning here in Warner Robins, Georgia, Alabama, and North Carolina. Lots of fireworks, but still zeros on the scoreboard.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, you just missed one heck of a first inning. Here's the Spark Notes version. Braden Best and Kinley Rasmus, ball players.
On fire. No doubt, man. They are worth the price of admission. And admission here is free, but if you could charge something for this.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Best got on pitching, and then he got on base, and he was out there just harassing the Alabama catcher, just baiting him, begging him to throw behind him. Stole two bases, got to third, and then Rasmus strands him there by striking out the final batter. So here's Kason Smith, the number 4 hitter for Alabama. And he's one of those returning players. He's grown 6 inches and 18 pounds since last year. He was 4'8" in last year's regional. He's 5'4" now.
Yeah, that feels like a rarity. You're the Little League vet, and I'm still learning the ropes, but kind of in our coaches interview getting ready for this week, this Alabama team returning 8 of their 12 players is dang near unheard of.
I've never heard of it. All the years I've done this, I've never seen a team that brought 8 players back. Like Case told us, Case Rasmus, their manager, said, look, we were babies when we got here last year. We were young. He says, now we've grown up and we're strong and we're hungry fast. And we've come here to win it this year. Last year we came here just to experience it. This year we've come here to win it. Line drive hit foul down the third base line. Yeah, they won it in 1999. Case was 2 years younger than his brothers who were on that team that won the national championship that year, that lost to Japan in the World Final.
Yeah, this is a family affair, right? Like, we've talked about the brothers, right? Case, Corey, there's your head coach in the first box. Then the guy in the third base box played the big leagues. And their other brother, well, played the big leagues for a long time, Colby. But, you know, their dad actually coached that 1999 team, too. So to have, obviously our star so far in this one, Kinley, and then obviously his son, Riker, a part of this team, not only has all of this experience been super valuable going into today's game, but they've been here since Tuesday. Rain delay last night. They have come out and played with that heart rate just dang near right at even because of all this experience.
Leadoff walk for Casey Smith. So Smith aboard to start the inning. And that'll bring Cam Lee to the plate. Cam Lee steps in. Big kid, 5'7", 140, 12 years old. Pretty imposing as he steps into that batter's box.
Big, strong kid, really physical. Said he's a five-tool guy. Strong in his ox. This coaching staff said, hey, I'm just telling you right now, we're 12 years old. He's going to be the next 5-star quarterback in the state of Alabama. His dream to play in the NFL. Well, Cam Lee, we got you on the diamond right now, but what if we go both ways?
Yeah, it wouldn't be unheard of. Back in 2007, there was a future SEC quarterback playing for the team that won it here that year. Warner Robins, his name was Jake Fromm. Jake from State Farm.
I'm not sure the state of Alabama will allow him to go be a Bulldog, though.
Well, NIL, you go where the money is, right?
Yeah.
Pitch goes to the backstop, and the runner at first did not get a good jump as the ball bounced right back to Drummond, the catcher, and they keep Smith holding at first base.
Hey, the two base running faux pas in that first inning, learning from our mistakes, an advantageous bounce off of that backstop for the catcher Drummond, and wisely staying put as Smith.
2 balls, 2 strikes from Best. This tie, 3-2. This North Carolina team battled back to win the state championship this year, knocking off South Durham 11-8 in the championship final. They scored 4 runs in the 6th inning to win that game. Called strike 3. 1 down in the inning as Lee is caught looking.
It's a 3-2 pitch, top of the zone, right? It's a borderline call. I think it's the right call, especially at this stage of the game, understanding that Best, when you're in and out of the zone as frequently as he is, Lee gets caught looking, much needed punch out. Again, this is back-to-back innings that Alabama's gotten the leadoff runner on. Just trying to limit the damage yet again.
Throw back into first after Brooks Cameron had flashed bunt and pulled it back. So Brooks Cameron, the number 6 hitter in the order, he hit 600 during the state tournament. And he's another one of these kids that was on this Phenix City team a year ago. He's grown 4 inches, 15 pounds since last year, and nearly got hit. Again, flash and bunt and pulling it back. 2-0 now.
You wonder at a 2-0 spot, is this a situation where they've showed bunt? This feels like a perfect hit and run spot, right? Best is throwing a lot of high velo right now. Potential ground ball to the backside. Put some pressure on the defense.
There's a strike as, again, he had shortened the bunt, pulled back. He's done that 3 times now. It's 2 balls and 1 strike here to Brooks Cameron. Strike on the edge. Now it's 2-2. So now advantage back to at least evened up now on the count. After Best had fallen behind 2-0, he's got it 2-2. Called strike 3. Back-to-back called strikeouts for Best.
He's starting to find the feel on this four-seam fastball. Does a great job staying in his lower half. See how directionally he's doing a good job extending himself downhill. Paints a perfect fastball back-to-back backwards Ks.
Brings up Leighton Burt. Out of the Glenwood School there in Phenix City. Pitch goes to the backstop again. It ricochets right back to Drummond, who's done a really good job of playing that bounce and holding the runner at first.
Well, it helps when you throw so hard that he's just basically playing wall ball at this point.
Exactly, you're right.
And it's also, I think, why we maybe saw bunt in that last at-bat from Brooks Cameron 3 straight times. It almost feels like take a strike, right? This is where the strategy and like boosting that pitch count, making him work long and deep at-bats is paying dividends for Alabama.
1 ball, 1 strike to Burt. Fouled right back to us. If it hadn't been for the screen, you could have caught it, Jack.
I was ready to make a play.
I saw you reflex on it.
We're in. We're locked in. Watching Best and Kinley Rasmus throw right now, it's got the juices rolling. Like I'm ready to go grab a glove and grab a bat and play with these kiddos.
1-2. First, you got to pull the tarp. Again, the ball goes to the backstop and ricochets back.
Dude, for those just
Dude, they are not
us.
going to let you forget that.
No, and here's the deal. I said I'd like to help pull tarp. I felt like it's bad bad juju put in the air to say you even want to go help grab the tarp. But man, this grounds crew here so dang good. Got a ton of rain last night, and the playing surface could not look better today.
Pitch outside, count now full, 3-2. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the grounds crew. They got here at 6:30 this morning after torrential thunderstorms here last night. Wiped out 1.5 games. We finished up the first game this morning at 9 a.m. Called strike 3. Braden Best strikes out the side. 3 caught looking. And we're heading to the bottom of the second. Jack, what is it about the human experience, the human condition that says when I see a hill, I've got to tumble down? But we all feel that way, right?
It's natural. We were born to do it. And I think
I'm
little
looking
man.
at that hill. I'm like, I got to go out there. I got to go down there and roll down the hill.
By the way, we're rolling down the hill. We start talking about the hill. They both stopped, and it's like they could hear us from over there.
They talking about us?
Yeah, let's try. Hey, you know what? If we go quiet for an inning or two, because Matt and I went and got it.
I mean, I'm looking at him tumble down that hill. I'm like saying, you know what? That looks like fun.
Looks like a blast.
I want to do that. And I'm long past my hill tumbling days. I'm not in my hill tumbling prime anymore.
I think we'd hurt something, but yes. I think it would be absolutely worth it.
So underway here in the bottom of the second. Colton Palladino at the plate for North Carolina. The second down settled down a little bit after that wild first inning. You had 3 consecutive caught lookings by Braden Best. Yeah, Braden, our producer, asked, when's the last time you saw 3 consecutive backward kicks? Well, today was the last time I saw it. I mean, it's like you just don't see it. Maybe the first time I've ever seen it, too. 3 consecutive caught lookings. There's a strike to Palladino.
And these kids can hit velocity, and Braden Best has got a whole lot of it. I just think it's a bit deceptive because he's such a long kid, does a great job of extending downhill that by the time he lets go of that baseball, it feels like it's already in the catcher's glove.
Here's the 3-1 from Rasmus, fouled back, now 3-2. Kinley Rasmus has already made her presence felt in this first round matchup, and we're just 2 innings in. Three-two pitch, backed him off the plate, ball 4.
She's upset with the call, looking to avoid a leadoff walk. It's back-to-back innings for North Carolina and Alabama where the leadoff guy gets on. She goes to paint a fastball. It looks maybe a couple pitches in, you could see her backstop Hudson Drummond swaying with that chest, unable to steal the inner third. But man, with her pinpoint accuracy, I mean, she's throwing the baseball wherever she wants to right now.
And here's Case Rasmus coming out to talk to her and huddle up with the entire team.
Hey, you know what? I love this, and this is what Little League's all about, right? Like the leadership. I think this is him just coming to slow the moment down. Her reaction, she's upset with the no call, thought it was a strike. And I think this is him coming to say, hey, let's remind ourselves why we're here. Let's get back to having fun. Or maybe this is a good old-fashioned, hey, let's buy some time so I can maybe get an earful of our umpire.
Rasmus family, we've talked about it, how legendary.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted the umpire to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, the pedigree, right? We've talked about the family lineage, but the Rasmus family, like, they know Little League baseball, so maybe he's earned the right to give an earful a time or two.
So Case, the manager, is the youngest. He was a 36th round draft pick by the Cardinals coming out of Liberty. Jim Tolman, who we talked about yesterday, who passed away this week, was his coach, head coach at Liberty. Called him one of the finest guys that he's ever seen in baseball. One of the favorite coaches he ever had.
Yep. Beautiful testament.
Yeah.
All the lives touched by Jim Tolman, even just in this tournament alone, has been really cool to see the ripple of baseball impact.
Yeah, miles and miles away from his influence as an assistant coach at South Carolina on Ray Tanner's staff and then a head coach at Liberty. And then Corey, of course, was a first-round draft pick by the Atlanta Braves. 2 of the Rasmus brothers, Corey and Colby. Colby, who's in the stands, was the 13th pick in the draft by the Cardinals. There's a called strike.
Fear the bow. I got a weird feeling we're going to see that all over T-shirts in Williamsport in a few weeks' time if Kinley Rasmus continue to dice up opposing hitters like this. We've seen the heavy heater. This is a nasty breaking ball painted on the outer third for her 3rd strikeout already today.
Yeah, here's Jace Beck, goes after that first pitch and hits a foul. Three strikeouts out of the first 6 batters that Kinley Rasmus has faced. And she darn near hit a home run in the first inning. 0-1, bounced in there, 1-1. But what the Rasmus family has been able to do to revitalize this program at Phenix City, first couple of years, you know, that I've called these regionals going back to 2001, Alabama simply was not competitive. The Alabama champion was not competitive in this tournament. I mean, they literally would go 2 and out and not get a hit. No. But the Rasmus family has revitalized that Phenix City program, and they've come here. They won a game here last year. They beat Virginia 10-0. last year, and then lost to North Carolina 3-2 in the quarterfinal elimination game. But they did win a game here, and they were competitive. They scored runs, and that was with a very young team last year. Now they've got an older, mature team, bigger, stronger, faster, and they look it.
Well, Kinley Rasmus may have said it best. What was the goal this year? The goal was to get back to Warner Robins, and we weren't just okay getting here. We want to win the dang thing, and up to this point, they've done just that.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Rasmus. Fastball that's driven down the line, and right field going to drop foul.
Back-to-back pitches. You want to know how good the Kinley Rasmus fastball is right now? You can see the backstop Drummond saying, hey, we want it up here, right? Like, we need this pitch way up here. Brooks Cameron signaling high. She's missing with that fastball, like kind of middle, and it's still taking the bat out of the hand.
Yep. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball that missed, 2-2.
Great block by Cameron. It's, again, not a play that'll show up on a box score, but keeps the double play in order and also just gives your pitcher on the mound the trust that, hey, I can bury this breaking ball and know that it's going to stay in front.
Here's the 2-2, another bender, and that missed. It's 3-2.
I don't know how Beck didn't swing it. This is filthy, right? Just falling off a table right now is this 12-6 breaking ball.
Jace Beck. Called strike 3. Strikeout number 4. Man, we got a pitcher's duel in full effect right here. 4 strikeouts now for Rasmus, and Best has 3.
Well, how about the pedigree, though? Like, hey, 2-2, or 1-2, I'm gonna bury a break ball, block it up. 2-2, I'm gonna throw a little bit of a better one, try to get you to chase. 3-2, well, I'm gonna throw this one for a strike, obviously, because I can.
So how about this? The last 5 strikeouts going back to the top of the second have all been caught looking. 5 consecutive backwards Ks between these two pitchers.
And again, these are the best players in their respected state, right? Like, these are all really strong hitters. This is how nasty both Best and Rasmus have been on the mound thus far.
Here's Matthew Williford. 1-0 pitch to Williford, swing and a miss. Maybe got a piece of it, fouled it into the mitt of Cameron. And it's 1-1. Rasmus looks in, gets the shake off there from Cameron, and now here we come. Breaking ball, grounded to the second baseman, backhanded, stepped on the bag. Nice play by Smith. That ends the second. We're scoreless and rolling on to the third in Warner Robins. Top of the third inning, you see Team Georgia having already arrived. They're trying to shake off a tough loss in the first round yesterday, and now they're in the elimination round. We'll play West Virginia coming up at 2 o'clock today.
Look at that vibe. I need a bucket hat like that. He's got the MLB logo tattooed on his shoulder, too. That was pretty electric.
It's a scorching hot day in Warner Robins, as it always is. Creeping up towards the 90-degree mark, might be beyond that right now as far as the. Yeah, I think I didn't want to say because I don't know for sure, but I think that was a good possibility. That was Colby Rasmus.
That kind of matches the energy and aura of his playing career.
Looking like
the
Rambo.
MLB logo tattoo on the shoulder, pretty elite too.
I don't think you get the MLB logo unless you've actually been a part of that fraternity, right?
Yeah, but he's just playing fan today, right?
Yeah, he's
a nephew on the big
we were
stage.
told that he was going to be wearing Phenix City gear. Of course, he coaches Nolensville, the 8-year-olds, where his son plays. So he's living in the Nashville area and coaching in the Nolensville Little League. And, of course, we saw them win earlier this morning. But today he's pulling for Phenix City, pulling for brothers. This is blood. Got to pull for the family.
The beauty of this event, man, right? Like how small the baseball family and circle is, like the storylines that date back. You can't script it, right? And Braden Best is going, I don't care who's in the opposing dugout right now. Like, I'm taking this big lefty fastball, trying to beat everybody here in Warner Robins this week.
And we got an incredible pitcher's duel going on right now. Bess has struck out 3 in a row. Kinley Rasmus has struck out 4 out of the first 8 batters that she's faced. And now Quintero is there at the plate. His dad, Gus, is on the coaching staff, the only non-family member on the coaching staff for Phenix City. He's the consigliere.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Gus, who's active duty with the U.S. Army. We thank him for his service, man. Like, you can see, like, he kind of runs all their warm-ups. The coaches, these kids love being around him.
Quintero is caught looking. 4 consecutive strikeouts caught looking for Braden Best.
Watch how he hides it, right? So he kind of tucks it behind that ear, and the way that he gets downhill, that big 6-foot frame, and that fastball explodes out the hand. 4 punches short, 4 punches in a row, impressive. 4 strikeouts looking unheard of.
So here's Riker, and his dad is Case. Riker Rasmus, who is their first baseman. He's also a left-handed pitcher for them. And ball 2 to Riker Rasmus.
That's something to keep an eye on, right? Again, understanding the strategy and how many, pitch count plays a huge role in Little League Baseball. He's now over 50 pitches, and man, our statistician, the best in the business. That's 7 straight ABs where the first pitch is a ball, right? So he's working deep counts. Need to be a little bit more economic, right? And get ahead early and start throwing at some bats so he can pitch deep into this game.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk, that breaks the streak of 4 consecutive strikeouts. So he bookends these 4 consecutive strikeouts. It started with a walk to Casey Smith and ends with a walk to Riker Rasmus after striking out 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts, but also 3 walks, right? Like, beauty and the curse of kind of having electric stuff is being able to, like, control it within the zone. So, again, can he win the 0-0 pitch, right? Now, as he gets deeper into his baseball career, right? Doesn't matter if you're playing high school, college, or pro ball, right? 0-0, the most important.
So here is C.J. Harrison. Looked like Riker had to get his sliding glove. It's not the sliding mitt, but we'll see. Is it a mitt? It's hard to tell. I'm trying to take it in from right here, but it's definitely his specialized sliding glove. It's not the sliding mitt, but he likes to wear this as his sliding glove. Still working on it over there.
There you go. Actually, it looks like an attachment that just slid right over his glove. Almost curious if he's broken a finger in the last year or so. Actually had one growing up. Broke my thumb catching, and it just kind of slid over as an attachment. Yeah, you can see it's like on those bottom 3 fingers on his left hand.
Or it might just be a style preference.
Or it just looks cool. Yeah, I'm missing the window here too. Or it just looks awesome.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Tap foul down the third base line by C.J. Harrison. Now, the one thing we haven't really shown, now all of the Alabama players, not all of them, but many of the Alabama players have gone beach blonde here.
Right? Yeah, the bleach look is in.
It kind of comes and goes, kind of like with puka shells, right?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, the puka shells come back.
Then on the puka shells.
The bleach blonde hair has come back. At least with this Alabama team, they got a lot of them going with the bleach look.
I wonder if that's a Pete Crow Armstrong play. Was he the trendsetter for this movement? Guy is the MVP probably, so that plays.
Ground ball into left field for a base hit. Alabama with their 3rd hit of the game.
Pro approach from C.J. Harrison. Gets down 0-2. Best finally gets ahead. Harrison goes and ambushes a fastball. He is on time and does not miss. And they're kind of got him shifted over towards the middle of the field because he kept late on that fastball. This time around, early and often finds a clean barrel.
And now manager Josh Knipp going to come out here and talk to Braden Best. Bring in and huddle up the infield. You know, I was thinking as this game is unfolding with this great pitching from Braden Best and Kinley Rasmus, you know, this might be a game where, you know, we're scoreless until they get the starting pitcher. What starting pitcher can go the furthest in this game? Yeah, and we might be scoreless until they knock out the starting pitchers.
Yeah, which is oftentimes right. I think this is why Knipp is coming out in this situation. Pitch count now up to 57 through just 2 1/3. He knows that he's got to get every out of him, right? Like understanding that you're probably going to sell out and have him reach that 85 pitch count today, right? Because going 1-0 in these tournaments is essential.
Right.
But with also in mind, like, he evaded disaster in that first inning. Like, I know that there's goose eggs on the board right now, but due to a head-first slide into home, this should be a 1-0 game.
Here's another factor, and I'll bring it up in just a moment. Let's see what happens here with Champion. Squares the bunt, takes it low. Because of the rainout last night, if your starting pitcher goes today, that means 4 days rest. That would knock them out of the championship final. Whereas if it was yesterday, you could have them go the 85-plus max and then have them come back for the final. Well, that gets taken out of the books because they lose a day here because of the rain.
Great point. Yeah. So then maybe you
got to keep that in mind.
65 pitch window in hopes of trying to win the whole thing, or do you go, hey, we can't win the whole thing if we don't win game 1?
Right. So it'll be an interesting question that both managers have to answer as this tight first-round game continues to unfold. But it looks like you're in a real battle of attrition here between these two pitchers. Yeah. So it's kind of like we gotta ride our pitcher as far as we can with the way this game is being played out.
Champion, right? Hey, trying to advance some runners, first, second, 1 out, put a little pressure on the defense, and even in a 3-1 count, I think they're going to keep this on.
Here's the 3-1 to Champion again. He takes it for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 3-2. There's ball 4, bases are loaded.
Great work by Champion, not swinging and chasing out of the zone. Something to keep an eye on as well, too. Colton Palladino warming in the pen right now for North Carolina. So again, 63 pitches right now, something to keep an eye on.
That might be the answer to your question right there.
Yeah. But again, if he starts this at bat under 65, they go back to it. Double play ball would be huge for North Carolina.
Jeremiah Taylor, the number 12 hitter in the Alabama order, stands in there and takes a strike 1. Pitch outside, 1-1.
So they're thinking safety squeeze here, right? First baseman crashing hard, Slusher. The third baseman, Caldwell, playing at home even with the base. So Taylor, if he's going to keep the bunt on, he's going to want to direct this down the third baseline.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Taylor's dream job would be to play for the Atlanta Braves, winners of 8 in a row, and they will be playing in the MLB Little League Classic coming up on August 23rd against the Brewers. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. Foul tipped into the mitt of Drummond, and that's going to be out number 2.
Yeah.
So this answers our question. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
So they're going to make the pitching change right here.
And again, this is where Mother Nature plays a role, right? So now he'll be available to come back by staying under that number.
Yeah, under the 66 number. Here's a look at it right here, yeah.
Yeah, started at 63, so yes, he did throw over 66 pitches, but it reverts back to what it started.
So he stays under the 4-day rest, so is only going to require 3 days rest, which means if they can stay alive, you can bring him back for the championship final. So the strategy, and the wheels are turning. So Palladino on the pitch as North Carolina makes the strategic pitching change here and goes to Colton Palladino. His favorite celebrity is the manager of the team.
Doesn't that kind of rock, though, like the respect he has for the guys that are coaching him up, and how about the respect from the staff to trust Palladino in this moment of the game? Bases loaded, 2 outs, top 3, looking to keep this at a stalemate.
And Josh Knipp is good friends, coaching partners, colleagues with our ESPN colleague, Matt Schick, who manages the Weddington team there in the Charlotte area.
Cole Palladino said, nope, let's get Josh Knipp on ESPN, friends.
Line drive, gonna get in the right field for a base hit. We have our first run of the game. Throw back into third. Nice play by the third baseman to keep it from getting away. And a 1-0 lead for Alabama as Easton Allen delivers the RBI single, the first official run that will count for Alabama. Let's put it that way. We'll frame it that way.
Man, love this piece of hitting, wasting no time, right? First pitch fastball, let's ambush. Lean you the other way. And Alabama strikes first.
So bases remain loaded, and here's Kinley, Rasmus. Man, you can't script it any better, right? Loaded bases. And put Kinley at the plate with the bat in her hand.
She hit .556 at the state championship. .556. It's elite power, big swing. This is her moment.
Hits this to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run in. 2 runs will score. A 2-run single for Kinley Rasmus, and Alabama has a 3-0 lead.
Well, a double off the wall in her first at-bat. She gets a little handsy, and an inside-out single is exactly what Case Rasmus says. Looks like a bomb in the books. But this doesn't happen, right? Because her swing is so disciplined. Like, she clearly is a perfectionist about her craft. Her bat head stays in the zone for such a long time that, yes, even though she doesn't catch a clean barrel, fillets it into right, and yeah, whole fam is fired up about that swing.
Here's Berklight. Kinley between first and second, going to take the stolen base. Okay, so she has struck out 4 batters. She's nearly hit a home run. She has a 2-run single and a stolen base.
I don't want to say a star is being born in front of our eyes in Warner Robins. I think the star was born.
It's already, yeah.
We're just joining
the
party,
witnessing
my friends.
it. Yes.
Fear the bow. Yeah, that'll play.
Uriah Berklight at the plate, 2 in scoring position for Alabama. Rasmus down at second, and Allen, who drove in the first round, down at third. They go right field, and it's going to get over the head of the right fielder, Shepard. 2-run score, and a 5-0 lead. Headed to third is Berklight sliding. Bama, 5-0 lead here in the third.
And all backside. A backside triple. Berklight burns the defender. And how about this swing? Stepping into the bucket and letting the hands do the work. All 3 hits against Palladino, who's a big-time velo thrower, sitting in the upper 60s, has been burned the other way. Alabama offensively. Clinical work here in the third.
Here's Kaysen Smith, pitch missed inside. So Alabama, after losing a run on a call reversal at home plate in the first inning, strikes for 5 here in the third. One-0 pitch, fouled back, 1-1. So here's the story. Winner of this ball game is off for the rest of the day. They come back and play tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the winner's bracket. Loser this game, grab a sandwich, cool out in the shade. You're coming back and playing at 5 o'clock in the elimination round. So you wait around 72 hours to play your first game, and then you might get knocked out before the day is over.
Yeah, it's a goldfish day for whoever loses, right? Short memory back to it. These kids are used to playing multiple games in a day, so nothing new to them.
2-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Smith, makes it 2-2. Palladino, the second pitcher used by North Carolina today. Braden Best was good. He struck out a lot of guys, but took way too many pitches to do it. He was walking guys too, so that pitch count got up there and they had to make the move. Smith takes the pitch, and it's 3-2.
Case Smith, one of those 8 returners for this Alabama team. Coaching staff said he's one of the most pure hitters we had. Had a huge double in last year's Southeast Regional, so no stranger to this stage.
Swing and a miss, and the strikeout by Palladino to finally put the inning to bed, but a 5-run top of the third for Alabama as they take command in this first round game. So the strategy is, and the wheels are churning as Kinley Rasmus now moves to shortstop. They get the 5 runs and they make the pitching change right here, Jack.
Well, I think we're all selfish, like, oh, give us more Kinley Rasmus. But we told you, Alabama was here a year ago. They didn't want to just show up. They want to win the dang thing. This is the strategy of the Little League World Series. Currently in that 21 to 35 pitches category. Right now, well, guess what? She's only going to have to sit out a day. At the earliest, she'll just have to sit tomorrow. They can bring her back Sunday or in that Monday situation whenever they might need her. Yep. She slides back to shortstop, and Easton Allen, who has been known as the Swiss Army knife of the team, now enters the ball game here in the third inning to take over pitching duties.
Yeah, 2 scoreless innings of 1 hit ball, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts for Kinley Rasmus. Nearly hit a home run her first time up, and then had a 2-run single her next time up. Also stole a base. Yeah, she's done a lot already on this Friday morning.
Yeah, she's a box score bully, stat sheet stuffer, however you want to call it, right? On the base paths, defensively, yeah. Oh ho hum, she's now going to play shortstop for this Alabama team.
Easton Allen, ball is popped up, going to get to the overhang. So what did Rabby have to say about this on the old Twitter monster?
Well, do it all? Yeah, we see you. One of the very best in the business, Carl Ravitch, who's seen it all, done it all, talked about the very best in the sport, high praise.
And he'll be calling games in Williamsport coming up on August 19th. They get the out there on the ground ball, hit the perk light, and a good start here to Allen as he pitches the bottom of the third. Here you go. Kinley Rasmus giving off Monet Davis vibes right now on the mound for Alabama. Dad Corey is a former MLB pitcher. The whole Rasmus family brings a wealth of experience to the team. Big-time game with Lake Norman, North Carolina on the ESPN app.
Ravi's star power giving us a little nod to tune in to Kinley Rasmus. And again, I just think it's incredible foreshadowing. Hey, you know, this tournament is absolutely loaded, but if we can get Alabama to Williamsport, man, Fear the Bow will be all over the state of Pennsylvania. She has been a stud today and all year long.
Not the first time we've seen that here in the Southeast Regional. Several years ago, it was Stella Weaver with Nolensville getting them to the Little League World Series. So this is not the first time we've seen a young lady come in here and dominate in Warner Robins.
He asked an awesome question of Coach Rasmus during our interviews this week. Hey, like, what are her plans, right? What are her intentions? Like, does she want to stay on the baseball field? Because it sure feels like she could. And with a love of softball and wanting to be like her dad and uncles, this young lady can do whatever she sets out to do.
2 balls and a strike, now 2-2. Easton Allen in relief of Kinley Rasmus, who went 2 really strong innings and got things done with the bat as well. And Easton, of course, playing a big role in all of that as well. Called strike 3.
Day of the backwards K, huh?
No doubt.
Peyton on the outside. I want to give a lot of credit, though, to his catcher. Cameron behind the dish doing a stellar job of stealing a strike on the outer third.
By my count, that's 7 strikeouts caught looking between the 2 teams today. And here's Hudson Drummond, the catcher for North Carolina, who's done a really good job here today. Swings and misses at the first pitch. This is the first year for Hudson Drummond playing All-Stars. Falls behind in the count, 0-2. Swing and a miss, goes down on 3 pitches. And that will end the inning, a 3-up, 3-down inning for Easton Allen. And we'll head to the 4th with Alabama on top 5-0. Follow the amazing kids as they experience their own Little League World Series adventure. Download the Little League World Series app and watch highlights, photos, schedules, and more available in the Apple stores for Apple and Android devices. Matt Stewart and Jack DeLongchamp, thanks for joining us here, as this is the final game of the first round here in the Southeast Regional. Got pushed back because of the rain last night, but boy, it was worth the wait, and a 5-0 lead for Alabama as they get ready to bat here in the top of the fourth. Worth the wait, right?
Oh, man.
For these two teams?
Yeah, I think this is, still a lot of baseball game left to be played as we've reached the halfway point. Both of these teams arrived in Warner Robins on Tuesday. Right? That's 3 whole days of kind of waiting around, anxiously wanting to get on the field. And, I think 8 of 12 members of this Alabama team are turning back to Warner Robins in the Southeast Regional Tournament from a year ago. I think that experience you're seeing in their success early on in this game.
So some late defensive changes here. They had to wait for Caldwell, get behind the plate, get the gear on. And so Williford's now at third base, and Orlando is in left field for North Carolina. Palladino's still out there on the mound, and now Alabama batting for the 4th time in this game, and Lee, Cameron, and Burt are due up for Phenix City. Columbia blue, Tar Heel blue, North Carolina blue, whatever you want to call it, that light blue, that's really that's a big color in this year's regional. So Phenix City's got a little bit of that highlighted. They've got a jersey of that color. They're not wearing it today, obviously. They're wearing white. But Georgia's got that color. Yeah. North Carolina's got that color. It's kind of that's the color this year.
I think Lake Norman would make the argument that color belongs to the state of North Carolina, right?
Yeah, it's Carolina blue.
Yeah, the homage from some of these teams to the.
But anywhere else, it's Columbia blue, right? In Georgia, it's Columbia blue. It's not Carolina blue. It can't be Carolina blue if you're in Georgia.
Yeah, but it is though.
Line drive, hit foul.
Say it how you see it. But it is the homage. We've seen West Virginia already this week. Literally identical uniforms to the Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Obviously, that Nolensville team from Tennessee rocking the Vandy boys, or the what they call themselves, the Knowles boys.
The NOLA boys.
The NOLA boys.
You got the Vandy boys and you got the NOLA boys.
Yeah.
And they come rolling up in like a custom van. We're talking about, these are the kind of vans that they take celebrities to and from events in Hollywood. Good base hit by Cam Lee to get this inning started. This Alabama team really, to watch the evolution and the transformation, the growth of this program over the years here at the Southeast Regional, from teams that were having a very difficult time competing to what we see now coming out of Phenix City has just been phenomenal. And Brooks Cameron at the plate takes the first pitch for a ball.
The level of athlete, sure, but the dedication and commitment to wanting to be great,
yeah.
Right? And I think just the Rasmus family getting involved and pouring in a ton of resources has been super valuable.
Tapper to the third baseman, goes to second, cuts down the lead runner. Look at that. We nearly had a 5-4-3 double play as the ball gets away, and now scampering down to second base with Brooks Cameron. They were that close to turning a 5-4-3.
Man, phenomenal infield play. And it looked like the first baseman, Slusher, almost extends a bit early. Clean delivery, right on the money. And if you watch the throw, if Slusher's able to hold on to this baseball, it looks like he almost extended out before that throw got to him, so it didn't really allow him any flexibility or mobility to kind of divert his reach to the baseball.
And here's Leighton Burton, and you're saying, well, Mike, you're making a big deal about a 5-4-3. Then the guy ends up at second base. But, the fields are 60 feet. It's not 90 feet. Turning a 5-4-3 on a 60 feet between the bases is amazing.
Yeah, these kids are great athletes,
almost
right?
Impossible.
They all get out the box and run really well, so you have to be nearly perfect.
So it's almost impossible to turn a 5-4-3. Ball goes to the backstop, right back to Caldwell on the ricochet. We've seen that so many times already today, preventing the runner from advancing. 2 balls, 1 strike to Burt. Cameron is out there at second base with 1 down in the inning. Palladino kicks and fires. Ball is lifted to center field and going to be caught by Best. Here's the tag. What a cannon! Wow, they might get him on the back throw, and did they? No, they did not. Wow, what a cannon from Best. I mean, absolute hose to keep the runner from advancing for out number 2.
That's a bad man in center field. All of those momentum is taking him to right center field. He throws this off his back hip, and this is on a clothesline. Nearly an 8-5-4 double play.
Yeah.
As you can clearly see, that left hand gets in there safely. That's one of the more impressive throws from Big Braden Best, who obviously started this game on the mound. Oh, and there's a lot of college baseball in the state of North Carolina. I know he's just 12, but I bet someone was watching at home, right?
Well, he's already got history. He was the youngest player ever to hit a home run over the fence in Lake Norman Little League history. He did it when he was 7.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did. When he was 7 years old, he hit a home run over the Lake Norman fence in the under-8 district tournament. So they're going to make a pitching change right there. Wow. So North Carolina going to the bullpen, making the pitching change. We'll tell you all about it when we get back. So Cam Trifoletti will be the next pitcher for North Carolina. Comes in with 2 out here in the top of the 4th and a runner at second. And that will be a pinch runner at second. So with 2 outs and you got a catcher on the bases, you can pinch run to try to speed up the game. Let the catcher come on in and get his gear on, get ready for the next inning. So they pinch run right there. And so let's see who that pinch runner is going to be. You can just figure it out. It's going to be the next guy. So it's going to be, I believe it'll be Cam Lee, won't it? I believe, yep. Yeah. So actually Leighton Burt, who made the last out on that fly ball to center field, that's the pinch runner. So Trifoletti listed at 5 foot 80 pounds. Hit him with the hand.
I don't think he saw it at first. Kind of unique to get hit. Looks like on that back arm. Runner will obviously go back to second base. You make the move for Trifoletti, right? Totally different arm, obviously.
Yep.
But again, the pitch count is so crucial, right? Will not have to sit a day. Being under that 20 pitch count just becomes so valuable. And if the score remains the same, this North Carolina team is talented enough to win this regional, but to do it out of the loser side of the bracket, they're going to need as many arms as possible.
You might need him later on today because you're going to have to play later on today. That ball is hit foul down the left field line off the bat of Rasmus. Riker Rasmus there at the plate. Even Riker's put on 15 pounds since last year's region. Come to think of it, so have I. But I was hoping not to.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's the freshman 15, except I'm 29, so it's just a... Nice breaking ball from Trefaletti. Gets him to chase out of the zone. See if he changes the eye level, maybe go heat her up.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball is put in play into left field. Going to be caught by Orlando for the final out of the inning. No scoring for Alabama here in the top of the fourth, heading to the bottom half.
We celebrate the MLB Little League Classic.
You get kids, you get big leaguers being kids. It's one of those days that brings Little League full circle.
These kids are having an absolute blast.
I wish I got to play in a stadium like this.
It's everything we said it would be and a lot more.
You are making memories for a lifetime.
August 23rd, 7 o'clock. It's the Braves and the Brewers at the Little League World Series Classic. As a lifelong Braves fan, I've made it known that I'm a Braves fan, right? Don't want to see Acuna sliding on any cardboard. Everybody else, that's fine, but no sliding on the cardboard for Acuna. So.
I bet he's going head first down the hill in Williamsport.
Look at on the short pick. Wow. Kinley Rasmus making a super play at shortstop. Charging that ball, taking it on the short hop and throwing him out.
Sure, why not? On the mound, at the plate, doing it at short. We see you, Kinley Rasmus. Comes and takes it away and still has to take away the short hop. Accurate throw. What can't she do, folks?
Retires Carter Shepard for the first out here in the fourth. Back around top of the order now, Braden Best. He singled his first time up. That is, by the way, the only hit that North Carolina has in this game.
Again, remember, this kid's a menace on the base path as well, too. So anytime 12 gets on, he's got the ability to steal second, third. Down 5 here in the fourth. They need to get a little action.
Hit out of play over on the right side. And now Best is behind 0-2 in the count. Easton Allen out there on the hill for Alabama in relief of Kinley Rasmus, who started this game with 2 scoreless. And Allen has followed it up with scoreless, hitless relief so far. Ball hit to right field near the line and caught by Quintero for out number 2.
Easton Allen is fearless on the mound, right? Like great arm action. It's a whippy breaking ball. And because that fastball's got a little bit of zip on it, right? It's not that Braden Best can't hit velo. I just think it kind of sneaks up on you and was able to get in on the hands.
Here's Lucas Guidetti. Guidetti's dad on the coaching staff, the returning player from the 2025 state championship team. Lee is the first base coach for North Carolina. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1 to Guidetti. Can you do a backflip?
I mean, I could try, break my neck, but we could try.
Don't do that.
Bad
I wouldn't even try.
And by the way, he can do a backflip. He also taught himself how to do a backflip, right? Like we've seen some kids in this tournament that actually grew up with gymnastics background. Like Lucas Guidetti was in the backyard just going, yeah, give it a shot.
Attends Bailey Middle School. One of the great things about this, and if there are teachers watching, I mean no disrespect, you get to miss school to play in the tournament. Ball hit in the air over near the grandstand, going to get the seats down that right field line.
Breaking ball at the top of the zone. You can see just by Guidetti's reaction, he's upset with himself, felt like he could have done damage. Fights to stay alive even in a 0-2 count.
Yeah, we have a good number of fans here, but they're not sitting out in the sun. Everybody jams in under the overhang. Pitch missed low.
Not sure if you saw this in our notes too. Little League puts an awesome package together, questionnaires with these kids. If Lucas won the lottery, he would hire a big leaguer as his own personal coach. Like, we are geared up for baseball.
How much is he earning winning that lot? I mean, it's going to take a lot of money to hire a big leaguer. Oh, they're going to call him safe. Beat it out.
A hard 90 Rasmus with a strong throw over to first, but man, this is bang bang as close as it gets. Watch Guidetti get through this bag. Hard 90s only for Lake Norman, and
I think he's safe. I think he did beat it out. And we are going to have a challenge on this call, so look at it. Oh, no, maybe it is really close. It's razor thin.
Again, with the call on the field being out, conclusive evidence to overturn. It's a great look from upstairs.
So on second look here, I'm thinking that the ball got there before he did, just by, I mean, a hair, by an eyelash got there before he did. Now the call on the field is safe, so where are we standing on this? We're 3-1 on our challenges. So is the call going to be upheld or overturned?
I think it stands.
I think it stands?
Your first baseman, if he comes off the bag and maybe extends out to try to get to this baseball a little further, a little Rasmus to Rasmus. So the question is, right, find the back of the leather, glove closes around it. To me, that heel has already clipped the front end of that outer bag.
One last look, and yeah, you know what? I'm gonna stick with call stands.
It looks like it's found the back of the mitt, but as he closed around, and I think just because it's so close with the call on the field being safe, I don't know if they'll have enough to overturn.
And also, given that the rule is defined as the ball has to beat the runner there.
Right.
So in this case, it looks like it's a virtual tie. So that means it's gonna, yeah.
Hey, by the way, heat of the moment. These teams want to win so bad. These two coaches cracking jokes and smiling in this moment, I think, very telling to the beauty of this event.
Well, it's a fraternity, shared experiences. Man, they're coaching 12-year-olds. It's like herding cats sometimes, right? and even Josh Knipp said, look, I'm getting a little payback here because I was like, you know, I was like this growing up, full of energy, you know, running around the hotel acting crazy, not bad, but crazy, just having fun. And now I'm getting it. As an adult, I'm getting that side of it now.
Mentioned kind of the high energy group. Josh Knipp, Little League volunteers had actually told him yesterday, like, hey, by the way, what a polite group of young kids that you have. During the rain delay, obviously, they were here close to 6 hours just hanging out and waiting. It's cool to hear that.
Wow, it is overturned. That's a loss for us, and that's a bad break for North Carolina. Inning comes to a close. One of the stops here in Warner Robins is always the gift shop. Pick you up some swag as you head back out of town. Look at all these pins. This is good stuff. People in there browsing, looking for just the right item to take back home. But nobody going home just yet. This is a first-round matchup, so win or lose, you got another game here in Warner Robins today.
These fans wanting to hang out in Warner Robins as long as they can. An incredible venue here at the Southeast Regional. And those pins, what really cool like tradition that has existed for decades in this league, in this sport, a way to commemorate. And you see these kids trading with each other to be able to go home and say, hey, we played these guys, and hey, remember that time. And you know, fast forward when you're an adult, right, you get to do this with your kids. Have something to kind of commemorate those moments. Another really cool way, walk into that gift shop, and like it's, looking back at the 1970s and the folks working in there, like so proud of the product that they have.
Yeah, and Randy Huth, who was the former manager of Nolensville, was the manager that took them to the 3 consecutive Little League World Series. I mean, he had a cap, and it was just like pins all over. I mean, they had pins from decades, man. I mean, they had pins all over the place. Swing and a miss as Harrison falls behind. 0-2 to Trifoletti.
Speed it up, slow it down, right? 2 hard throwers in Best and Palladino, and now Trifoletti. Crafty on the mound. Great breaking ball. Fastball first strike on both sides of the plate. And kind of forcing Alabama to be off balance. Allowed North Carolina and their offense to stay in this game if he can post another 0.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know, we've talked about it a lot, but the game gets going really fast, and you're at the end of it before you know it. So here we're in the top of the 5th, and you're thinking kind of like in the context of a college or pro game, oh, we're halfway through. No, we have 6 outs to go offensively for North Carolina, so they got work to do. They got to hold Alabama where they are and then take advantage of their bats in these next 2 frames or game over. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bouncer gets into left field for Harrison, and it gets by the left fielder. Watch out, might have a Little League home run here. Harrison digs to third and slides. Three-bagger for Harrison to start this inning.
An RBI single in his last at-bat through that 6-hole yet again, and just whoop, 5-hole, man. It happens, right? And Harrison, with his speed, takes advantage. Never turns back. I've been really impressed with his at-bats today. Has found himself in 2-strike counts, pitcher ABs, and he has still found a way to go 2 for 2.
So now he's at third base and nobody out for Cooper Champion. So Cooper Champion with the left-handed bat in his hands, the sherbet bat, rainbow sherbet bat as I like to call it. Or a highlight, it kind of looks like a highlighter too, either way. And a chance for Alabama to add a run here in the top of the 5th. In the air. That will not get him home, and it will not be caught as it gets to the seats.
See another look at C.J. Harrison down at third base. Talk about strategy with the pitch count, but even offensively, too, with the continuous order. C.J. Harrison's hitting in the 10-hole, right? Never complained. He hit .429 in the state tournament and actually led this team in RBIs. So constructing this lineup and making sure that you're not just finding production at the top, but that you're relentless at the bottom as well, too, has really paid dividends for Rasmus and this coaching staff.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Strikes him out. Oh, it's 3-2, pardon me. Yeah, didn't strike him out. You get another strike.
Nice changeup, though, 3-1. Quite the compliment to Cooper Champion, right? Hey, 3-1, going to get a grade A hack off. Fools him with a changeup.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And that's a called strike 3. Does strike him out now as Champion goes down looking with Harrison still standing down there at third.
Looking to pull a Houdini act, right, and strand a runner at third. Can he work his way out of the jam? your second leadoff hitter and Jeremiah Taylor up. They'll flip the lineup over. Another strikeout here would be huge from Trefaletti.
See the Florida guys strolling around the ballpark. They play later on tonight in the winner's bracket. Nubber out there to second base, going to score the run from third, and that's a productive out for Jeremiah Taylor as he drives in Harrison from third base, and it's a 6-0 lead.
A really quality AB. Taylor, who came up in his last at-bat with runners on base, unable to get it done. This time makes an adjustment, chokes up, plays a little pepper through the middle of the field, and you're right, super quality AB and an RBI for Jeremiah Taylor.
So now 2 down and the base is empty, but another run in for Alabama as they extend their cushion in this game to 6 runs. Here's Easton Allen. Allen goes after the first pitch and fouls it off the plate. Allen's had quite a game already. The only mistake he made was that sliding into home plate head first. That cost him a run in the first inning. But they have rebounded well. You would think at that time, man, that's some big adversity to overcome, right? That's a real kick in the shins in the first inning. Can you overcome that? And yeah, they do.
You're right. It feels like you're threatening. Instead of an RBI double, it's a double play ball with Rasmus getting thrown out at third. Then Best is rolling, strikes out the side in the second inning, and it feels like all momentum is pulled into that first base Lake Norman dugout. And instead, the response of this Alabama team has been so dang impressive.
In every aspect, defensively, offensively, pitching-wise, with Rasmus and Allen teaming up on what right now is a one-hitter. 3-1 pitch from Trifaletti, and that's going to be ball 4. And here's one of the big stories of the day with Kinley Rasmus stepping up to the plate. Look what she has done.
Filthy on the mound. An aggressive fastball paired with a Bugs Bunny breaking ball. And yeah, she does it defensively too. Picks it, cleans it with a double. Just nearly misses a home run. Backside 2-run single in her last at-bat. Has done it with a glove. Did it on the mound. Now at the bat as well too. She is a true superstar, not in the making. She's already arrived. We as fans are just now playing catch up.
Yeah, she nearly had a double down the line right there with that swing of the bat. We have not had a home run over the fence here so far in this regional. This is game 4 of the regional. She has come the closest. She's closest to the pin, if you will.
And by the way, she was choked up, right? She was 0-2 just trying to put a ball in play. That was almost a defensive swing that left the yard.
Time called. Oh, 1 pitch. Hot shot into left field for a base hit. Smokes it right in the hole between short and third.
You know, she's now hit 3 different pitches, right? In that first AB, she doubled on a changeup. And her last, it was a fastball in. This is a breaking ball down. She's sitting all over it. I mean, this is a laser through the 6 hole. No shot over there on the left-hand side. And I know we keep harping about her story, but she's an inspiration to all girls that want to play baseball. And by the way, she's kicking everybody's tail while doing it.
Yeah, well, she's an inspiration to ball players, regardless of gender. I mean, whether she's male or female, she's 3 for 3, and she's driven in 2 runs. Really should have had a 3rd run driven in. It wasn't her fault. And she's made 2 spectacular plays at shortstop and 2 scoreless innings of 1-hit ball pitching.
I'll go ahead and say it, right?
And she stole a base.
And we did steal base too, right on the base pad.
Amazing performance, regardless of her gender. Has been, and I know we're talking about it a lot because she has been the most. She has individually, she has been the most spectacular player in this game.
And by the way, it's starting to look really smart, right? With a 7-run lead, by pulling her now only having to go 1 day rest, she'll have the opportunity to throw multiple times in this tournament.
Berklight swings and misses.
Berklight's at bat. That backside triple kind of broke this game open. It was a 3-0 game before he cleared the bases the other way.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hot shot, nice play. Stabbed out of the air by Eagle to end the inning. That's a really nice play by Eagle. You got to wait for it. Don't jump too soon. Time your jump just right. Little League is the most trusted youth sports organization in the world, keeping baseball and softball accessible for all kids, but its real power comes from you. Help us rally for Little League by texting RALLY to 345345 today. Standard messaging rates apply. And a new pitcher for Alabama's Jeremiah Taylor will become the 3rd pitcher that Coach Rasmus has used today. Taylor's first pitch is in on the hands and fouled back to the screen. North Carolina running out of time here.
This is scripted perfectly so far for Alabama. Easton Allen having just thrown 22 pitches. Keep that pitch count low. Kinley Rasmus did the same. Now can Jeremiah Taylor go find the last 2 innings of this game to seal the deal?
Their only hit in the game, Jack, was that leadoff single, the very first batter by Braden Best.
Gets down to 3rd base with less than 2 outs. They were unable to score him.
That's right, because Kinley struck out 2 batters in that first inning with him on the bases. Fouled off the catcher, Cameron. So how much did you catch during your career?
I went to college as a catcher, so caught my whole life growing up. Got to college and had a noodle arm, so I played a little bit better in left field.
Here's the 1-2 pitch.
But it is, you know, as a former catcher, I think especially in these tournaments and at this age, right, with playing 60 feet, like you have to have a guy that can really command the zone. And when it comes to trust between that battery duo, I've been really impressed with both these guys. Brooks Cameron of Alabama and Hudson Drummond of North Carolina. They're both so confident, do a great job receiving pitches and blocking up. Great throwers as well, too. And I think when you're rolling through that staff right now, already the 3rd pitcher of the game, who remains consistent? Well, today for Alabama, it's been Brooks Cameron, who's been great behind the dish.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. Caldwell sent back to the dugout looking.
We've got 3 breaking balls in a row, then a little 4-seam fastball. Can I help you? Nah, just looking. Off balance, dots it up, painted on the outer half. Gets a really good hitter in Jack Caldwell to go down looking.
So we have 8 total backwards Ks in this game between the 2 pitching staffs. And here's Slusher, the number 4 hitter for North Carolina. You know, this is not I mean, this is what Alabama was able to do in their state tournament. Of course, you raise the level of competition when you come to the regional tournament. But during the state tournament, from a pitching standpoint, they were phenomenal. I mean, they were nearly unhittable in the state tournament. They had 31 strikeouts, 1 walk in 20 tournament innings. And gave up only 3 runs. That's a line drive, and that's a base hit. Second hit for North Carolina. Going to get to the corner. Let's see how far Slusher can get. He's going to hit second. He's headed to third, and he is going to be out at third. So Slusher gets gunned down trying to get to third.
Wait, you hear me chuckling. Well, why? Come on. Who else? In tandem on this relay, Quintero gets out to the fence, delivers a perfect throw, and who's waiting on it and delivers a strike? Kinley Rasmus. Luke Slusher, a great swing, a double down into the right field corner, and down by 6 runs. They running themselves into a bit of an out. Quick hesitation, but again, takes a perfect throw from the do-it-all shortstop Kinley Rasmus to record out number 2.
So 2 down in the inning. Under normal, if this was a college game or a pro game, I'd say stop at second. You're in scoring position. But in Little League, with the wild pitch being so prevalent, getting the third base is really important.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what Slusher was trying to do, but instead he gets cut down for out number 2.
And again, at this age, right, you see mistakes all the time at the college level in those tandem relays. That shortstop hasn't made any mistakes today, right, in all 3 phases of the game. So they got Kinley Rasmus yet again.
Palladino at the plate. The count is 2-0 to him. And hits this one, little number over on the left side, but it's foul. And it's 2-1. I mean, yeah, she has played a near flawless game. Two balls and a strike to Palladino. Jeremiah Taylor out there. Kinley started the game, now playing shortstop. And that ball is hit by the first base coach.
That heads up.
Had to hopscotch. That's Lee Guidetti down there in the first base box, showing off his dexterity to get out of the way of that grounder.
Boys, the dugout's making fun of him
a
little bit.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Time called by Palladino. So now North Carolina's down to their final 4 outs. Got to make something happen here in a hurry. Three and 2.
And again, right, 4 outs to play with, but if they get a little bit of 2-out magic and find a way to flip it over in the 6th inning, Braden Best is waiting in that leadoff spot looking to do some damage.
And the 3-2 pitch hit down the left field line, but foul, lands in the bullpen.
Jeremiah Taylor's done a great job of coming in this inning. We talked about their run in the state tournament, 31 strikeouts. Key though, just 1 walk.
Yeah.
Those strikes in this league, game changer.
Walks end up scoring, generally speaking. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. Speaking of a walk.
Yeah, that's on me. That's completely on me, to the Taylor family. I apologize.
You brought it up, yeah.
I mean, he had been attacking the zone. Great work by Colton Palladino to just keep spoiling really nice breaking balls and finding a way to get on base.
So here's Cam Heagold. He made that great play at second base to end the top of the 5th. Snagging that line drive out of the air. Now he bats with Palladino down at first and 2 outs. And there's the strike to Heagold. Now, is that really a special talent, whistling loudly?
Well, you don't know how loud, though, do you?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It could be really loud.
If you're calling your dog from 3 miles away, yeah, maybe. Line drive into center field, drops for a base hit. So Heagold's aboard, first and second here for North Carolina as they try to mount a 2-out rally here in the 5th.
Yeah, that's where that base running miscue, getting thrown out at third base has come back to bite him a little bit. But hey, Lake Norman showing a little bit of fight, down 6 here in the bottom of the 5th. Just a little bit of 2-out magic, and who knows what can happen in the 6th.
So here's Jace Beck. And Beck hits this one to left field. Going to get over the left fielder's head and going to roll to the fence. 1 run in as Palladino scores. Here comes Eagle, and he will score. And North Carolina has their first runs of the day, and it's 6-2.
Clears the bases. We see you, Jace Beck. Infield playing in, trying to take away the blooper. Watch the hand stay stacked on the backside. Great extension through the zone. Backspins this baseball deep into the power alley and burns 2 speedy outfielders. Jace Beck, known as the Bobcat in that dugout, goes a-hunting. Cuts the deficit to 4.
That's big right there. And you go back and you have the runner cut down at third. So they were trying to be aggressive there earlier in the inning, but it comes back to bite them because they lost a base runner, right? But they do get the 2 runs right here, and they still got the inning going because Beck's in scoring position for Matthew Williford.
And by the way, all with 2 outs. I mean, this Lake Norman team filled with fighters, and nobody that might embody that better than that guy, number 9, Jace Beck. Earlier this year, he actually got hit with a foul ball and stayed in the game in that same at-bat. Bloody nose and all, plugged it with some paper towels and said, boys, I'm going back out there.
Let's keep going.
That's the dichotomy of this team.
Here's Williford, takes the pitch low. Throw down to second base, and Beck's back in there. So 4 hits now for North Carolina. And 3 of them have come in this inning. Two balls and no strikes to Williford as North Carolina trying to produce some 2-out magic here in the 5th. They've already plated a couple of runs to get back in this game. Base hit here gets him another. And that ball is hit to right field. That'll get him another. Beck's going to come around and score. Williford heads to second, and it's 6-3.
No lawn chair in this Lake Norman team. They won't fold. How about that smile from Matthew Williford? Backside double. So compact is that swing. Burns Quintero out in right field, and 4 hits this inning. How about 3 of them were doubles?
Yeah, 3 doubles in the inning, back to back, and they've cut the lead in half.
That relay to get Slusher at third is looking even more valuable by the batter.
No doubt. Here's Orlando at the plate, taps it foul. Yeah, just think if Rasmus doesn't make that relay to cut down Slusher at third base, how much bigger this inning would have been, or may have become still, because they're still going with Orlando at the plate. And Williford standing out there at second base. Tapper off the plate is going to be a foul ball.
Heads up play by Cameron behind the dish. Takes that high bounce, waits for it to land innocently in foul territory.
So no balls and 2 strikes to Orlando. We'll see if Taylor can finish him off here. 0-2 pitch. Backs him out of the box. Ball rolling around. The runner unable to advance as it goes rolling down the third base line. Now that was a little bit tricky ricochet right there. Usually it comes right back to the catcher. This time it kind of veered off to the left.
Don't want to make the last out at third though, so
nope.
Williford wisely hangs tight out at second.
One ball and 2 strikes. Foul back.
Great fight. Almost like a shooter on the hardwood. Reed Orlando's role model, Michael Jordan. Pretty good one to have in that state.
No doubt. What amazes me about some of these questionnaires is some of their favorite athletes and ball players were ball players and athletes from before they were born.
Yeah, predated, man. These kids are ball knowers. But just like a hooper, man, that foul ball goes straight back. Just like a miss on the hardwood back iron. It's a good miss.
Swing and a miss. And Taylor shuts down the inning, but first, North Carolina plays 3 with 2 outs. Got a new game as we head to the 6th. Top of the 6th inning. Last inning, Alabama leading North Carolina 6-3. New pitcher for North Carolina will be the catcher, Drummond, who moves out to the pitching mound. Now, Josh Knipp confided in us that this is one of their best pitchers. He did not use him in the state tournament and said, I hope things work out, because people wonder why I didn't pitch him in the state tournament. Well, he's getting a chance to pitch here in the opening round of the regional. That's a line drive back up the box for a base hit.
Man, this is such a beautiful piece of hitting. Even Case Rasmus can't help but laugh and go, hey, we practiced that. Watch him drop the barrel on this baseball. The little inside-out swing is that fastball, a little cut action in on the hands. He fights through them, lightning quick.
Casey Smith aboard with a leadoff single, Jack, here in the top of the 6th. They're looking to add some runs after having their lead cut in half. Ball in the dirt. Casey Smith reads it, heads to second. He's there. No problem. Gets to scoring position with nobody out.
All insurance appreciated at this stage of the season. Every run matters a ton. And
defensive change for North Carolina with Beck now playing in left field. Ball is right underneath the catcher. Couldn't find it, but nobody's moving.
Blocked by Caldwell. Hey, 2-0 here. Cam Lee, phenomenal athlete. Man, he might try to gear up and run one out the yard. He had 5 home runs in a single 4-game tournament at the start of the season.
Fouls that one off, and it's now 2-1 to Cam Lee.
Mentioned his prowess on the gridiron. Coach Gus Quintero thinks he's going to be the next Alabama 5-star quarterback. Well, there might be something there. His brother Markale actually played at the University of Alabama, and his cousin, oh, I don't know, that guy Justin Ross, who broke the 40-yard dash time at the NFL.
Wow, goes between the legs of the third baseman. Runners at the corners. Third baseman Williford just did not get the glove down.
Don't call it the hot corner for nothing, but when every once in a while as a third baseman, that third hop that just skates down, you're so used to getting everything on you right away. Too much time, plays it back on his heels. Now ducks on the pond for Alabama yet again.
Yeah, runners at the corners and nobody out. Runner takes off from second. Now he's caught in between. Now they got the pickle trying to set up the double steal. Here comes the throw to the plate. Safe. Back to second. Safe. Run in, and it's 7-3.
Speed, so dangerous. Is this Alabama ball club on the base path? It's a simple first to third play. North Carolina gets them hung up the drive, but that's exactly what Alabama wants you to do. They're looking to steal a run. At that point, Lake Norman, you almost want to sell out for the out and get Cam Lee, but instead, they get the run. Lee hanging out at second base.
So Cameron takes the pitch low. Wants to be a professional fisherman.
With you. Brooks, got any space on the boat for us?
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Puts down the bunt. It's a beauty. Right back to the pitcher. Throw to first. They get the out there. Sacrifice. Effective pushing Lee to third base.
Clinical everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Turns that bat head early. Bunts a strike, which is key, obviously, out the gate, and then Drummond defends the position really well.
How about clinical everywhere about this inning for Alabama? That, instituting the double steal to get the run home there, and then using the sacrifice to get the runner to third base. Playing for those extra runs. And the lead is now 4, and they pull the infield in for North Carolina with Leighton Burt stepping to the plate. Ball gets to the backstop, and another run scores as Lee slides in there, and it's 8-3. And Alabama's done a really good job of responding to that 3-run bottom of the 5th with a 2-run top of the 6th.
Great work by Lee. Again, his speed, it just causes such panic in opposing defenses that this pass ball, and there's no hesitation. He takes off, trusts in the wheels, steals another run. 2 more runs of insurance after North Carolina was able to cut it to 3. Now back to 5.
Huge line drive laced foul over by the tarp. Leighton Burt, his favorite singer is Hank Williams Jr. And his favorite song is Rowdy Friends. Favorite movie is Forrest Gump.
This guy,
Man, he's like
dating it. Let's go, Leighton Burt.
I'm hanging out with him.
Sure.
1 ball, 1 strike. Little nubber charging shortstop, firing. Wow, what a play by Guidetti. That's top shelf right there.
Man, that's a shortstop's dream play, right? Slow roller, gets the glove and nose behind it, right? Does a good job rounding the baseball, and in one fell swoop, gets it in and out of the glove. That is a thing of beauty. Great play by Guidetti.
So 2 down here at top of the 6th. Here's Quintero. Hits it down the first base line. That is a foul ball. I love what Case Rasmus had to say about Lorenzo Quintero. Good hair, sweet swing. I mean, that's a ball player right there, right? You got good hair, a sweet swing, you're complete.
It's a prerequisite, I think, to play the show. Killer walk up, also part of it.
Popped it up out of play.
It is a sweet swing. Very gathered. Packs a punch.
Like we said, his dad Gus is one of the coaches on this Alabama staff with the Rasmus brothers. They've already added 2 runs here in the top of the 6th. How big is that? Now the 5-run lead. Colby hanging out watching his alumni team. This is his alma mater, kind of. This is his little league alma mater here in Phenix City.
Guy knows a thing or two about a sweet lefty swing, huh? Colby Rasmus. You talked about your Braves fandom as an Astros fan, man. That guy hit some big-time clutch postseason homers.
Swing and a miss. And Quintero is retired. One last chance for Lake Norman. North Carolina down 5 runs coming up for the last time. Bottom of the 6th inning, final frame here for North Carolina. They're down 5 runs, trying to stay out of the elimination round later on today. In this, unless they're able to rally, they're going to have to come back and play against Virginia today at 5 o'clock to try to stay in this tournament. And now Alabama gives the ball to Riker Rasmus. He's their closer, moving over there from first base. His special talent is being a nice brother.
Yeah.
How nice.
By the way, that came from his sister, Ellie Reese, so, you know, it must be true. But there is nothing nice about this dude in the back end of games. They love him in these positions. It takes a different kind of cat to go find the last 3 outs of the game. Those closers, man, it's not an easy job, but he has got the temperament to do it. 3-pitch mix, fastball, breaking ball, changeup. You see the big sweeper there. Even in a 2-0 count, he feels like he's got that pitch on a string.
And pitched 3 scoreless innings in the state tournament. Ball is hit to center field and not able to come up with it in center field. And that's going to be a base hit for North Carolina to start the 6th as they try a big rally here.
Almost a web gem of a play by Lee out in center. He almost dives past this baseball. His kid's that athletic, and it hits right off the palm of his glove. In North Carolina.
Well, we knew they needed to get at least one guy on so they could get back around to the top of the order for Braden Best to get up here and bat.
Good things have happened when they've gotten a leadoff guy on. Good to get Trefaletti on, and you're right. Yes, we get to see Braden Best hit again in that leadoff spot, but down 5, like they're going to need a long, extended inning. Felt essential to get something rolling early.
It's going to take more than one big hit. And here's Hudson Drummond.
And again, right, kudos to him. They put up a 3 spot in the 5th, all with 2 outs, right? Who's to say give them all 3? This offense can get rolling.
So Hudson Drummond at the plate with Trifaletti at first, and Drummond fouls it back to the screen. He's behind in the count 1-2. Drummond's favorite athlete, Kobe Bryant, and ball player Ken Griffey Jr. Again, these kids go into the Wayback Machine before they were born for their favorites. Foul back to the screen, 1-2.
Yeah, but still a kid at heart. If you won the lottery, you give some to charity, and then you also buy a water park. So, like, I love where the kid's at. Yeah. A little duality of both, all in.
Yeah, I like that. Ball bounces away. Trifoletti's going to be at second.
Great dirt ball read. Catchers have been so good today.
And his favorite team's the Michigan State Spartans. His favorite sport to watch is college basketball, and his favorite singer is Eminem.
Love it.
That's old school right there.
I was going to say, cool action.
So his palms are sweaty.
I don't know, man. This game seems pretty composed. Great song, but he's channeling the other energy right now.
2-2, swing and a miss, and Hammond goes down. First out of the inning.
Big sweeper from Riker Rasmus. All of a sudden, goes that fastball. It's got a little giddy up to it. Sitting breaking ball, and he's just able to sneak that fastball by you. Riker Rasmus, the pitchability, the arsenal, full display.
Here's Carter Shepard. He had a web gem highlight down the right field line earlier in this game. Now stands in here in the 6th inning. All 4'8", 81 pounds in a big spot. His brother Mason played on last year's state championship team and regional team. Ball bounces, good read by the runner at second. Trifoletti's going to be at third.
Shepard, you mentioned a bit undersized, but man, they said this could be the best athlete on our team after every one of their wins this year. Shepard, too, does a backflip out in the outfield in front of the whole team.
Well, you can just tell the way he's standing there with his hands on his hip as they have the pitching conference out there with the infield. I mean, he's ready for the moment here.
A really special young man. He said he speaks multiple languages, speaks Spanish, parts of German. He said he's a true captain and leader of this team. And now on a 3-0 count, I think Rasmus just takes a second to say, hey, cannot throw a cookie here, right? But pitch with a 5-run lead. Like, hey, we're not worried about that guy over at third base right now.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Trifoletti down there at third base. Called strike. 3-2. On the ground to the second baseman. They'll get the easy play right there. Run scores, but now there's 2 down in the inning, and it's 8-4. So give Shepard an RBI, but now they're down to their final out as Braden Best makes his way to the plate with the bases empty.
Starting pitcher for today. Singled in his first at-bat, flew out to right in his last. This is a monster at the dish, looking to give us maybe some last fireworks here in the 6th.
Halfway swing as he goes on through, and that's going to be strike number 1. If he wins the lottery, he's building a backyard pool.
With that.
Just simple things.
Yeah,
I just want a backyard pool. I don't want to have to go to the neighborhood pool anymore.
We're not building a water park. I don't want anyone
I just
to
want a
come.
pool.
It's just mine.
One pitch popped up to the overhang, and now it's 1-2. Says the person he'd most like to meet is Mike Trout, so he could talk to him about hitting.
Yeah, not hang out. This is a business conversation. We want to get better.
I don't want an autograph. I want to pick your brain here.
No better guy to learn from, man.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed high, 2-2.
Looking at the pitch count now, right? Near that 22 number because he started the at-bat before that. If Rasmus was able to finish out the save here, he too would not need a day of rest.
2-2 pitch is hit foul down the right field side as Best stays alive with North Carolina down to their final strike. So they've got the tough task. If they can't come back here, they got to stick around and play later on today. Against Virginia. Ball is smacked well to center field, and that ball is out of here. That's our first over-the-fence home run of this regional as he sends it the dead away center field, bangs off the top of the fence, and goes on over, and it's 8-5.
Play a little skee ball. We see you, Braden Best. Elevate and celebrate. To the biggest part of the field, dead central. Braden Best leaves the yard. Skips right over the yellow padding in center field out at the Southeast Regional Park. And Braden Best, what a swing, cuts it to 3.
But the big thing about it is that's just a solo home run. They will make the pitching change right here as Rasmus will come out. They'll make the pitching change, but it's just 1 run, and it's still an 8-5 game, and North Carolina still has only 1 out to play with. As they make the pitching change, we'll step aside. So C.J. Harrison will be the next pitcher here for Alabama. They're hoping the last pitcher for Alabama here in this matchup. As they're down to one final out to go, Rasmus will head back to first base. Again, if Alabama can hold on and win, whoever wins this game plays tomorrow morning in the winner's bracket at 10 a.m. against Tennessee. The loser of this game has to come back and play at 5 o'clock today against Virginia in an elimination game. And our next game will be our first elimination game of this regional when Georgia takes on West Virginia. That's scheduled for a 2 o'clock start. Might not hit that number. This one's game's stretched on a little bit longer than some of the others, as it now stands at 1:17 Eastern time right now. But we'll keep you posted. Here, that ball is hit off the screen down the right field line.
If you're wondering and asking yourself, hey, Riker Rasmus, kind of their go-to closer, why go to him just after giving up a solo homer? Again, everything about pitch count, the strategy of this event, just as crucial as the play on the field in itself. Riker Rasmus threw 26 pitches, but because that total was before the 22 limit, he now will not have to have a day of rest. Right now, every single pitcher that they've kind of thrown today is in a really advantageous spot moving forward into this tournament.
They've done a really good job of managing the pitching staff and the pitch counts. And now, once again, North Carolina down to the final strike. That'll be important. Tomorrow, they're in the winner's bracket if they can hold on here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2. Ball in the air. This should do it. Riker Rasmus camps under it. Game over. Alabama advances in the winner's bracket. They will play Tennessee tomorrow at 10 a.m. And now North Carolina has to come back later on today, Jack, and play Virginia in an elimination game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to respond quickly. Clearly a really talented team. The Braden Best solo shot at the top of the inning. Really well pitched on both sides. McKinley Rasmus was as good as advertised. Offensively, defensive, set the tone on the mound. Alabama advances to 1-0. They are in the driver's seat here in the Southeast Regional Tournament.
That was fun. 8-5 victory for Alabama. They're in the winner's bracket. Coming up next, we've got our elimination game between Georgia and West Virginia. That's scheduled for 2 o'clock Eastern. And now for Jack and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Matt Stewart. So long for now. We'll see you back here in about 45 minutes to an hour.